Hey, this is the Undercard, and I'm going to be previewing all the fights coming up this weekend in combat sports. This weekend, all eyes are on the UK as we have Bellator MMA on Friday, Bellator 200 event, and that's going to be a pretty awesome card. And then on Sunday morning, we have the UFC Liverpool Darren Till versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight. Insane main card and main event. The rest of it's going to be nubs in comparison, but these main events are incredible. So first up, we got Bellator 200 on Friday, headlined by the title fight, Gegard Mousasi versus Rafael Carvalho. Awesome fight. Both of them are killers. I'm giving this one to Mousasi. Crazy awesome record. He has, I think, 43 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws. Insane record. He's been in the game for a long time, for only being, what is he, 32, and he has that many fights. He's fought everyone: Jacare, Vitor. He's beaten Dan Henderson. He's on a 6-fight winning streak right now. The momentum, having beaten Vitor, Thiago Santos, Talis Leites, Chris Weidman, Alexander Slemenko. I'm giving this one to Mousasi. This is going to be a pretty great main event. Next up, we have Michael Page, MVP, versus David Rickles. Now, everyone's picking MVP to win this. I'm picking MVP to win this one. He's a phenomenal striker, great boxer, still coming up through the ranks, progressing, still fairly new, and I'm giving this one to MVP. Don't sleep on David Rickles, though. Just because MVP is the pick and the favorite doesn't mean David Rickles isn't good. He's been in the game for a while. I think this is going to be a good test for MVP, letting us know whether or not he can handle the upper echelon of Bellator and maybe even move into the UFC. Next up, on the main card, we have Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful, versus Linton Vassell. I like Linton Vassell a lot, but I think Phil Davis has got this. He was just recently the light heavyweight champion. I think if he wins this, he goes and rematches Ryan Bader for his belt and probably ends up getting it. So I'm giving this one to Phil Davis, although it's going to be probably a pretty awesome fight. I like Linton Vassell a lot. He'll be in his hometown in London. It's going to be a great fight. Next up is Anastasia Yankova versus Kate Jackson. Anastasia Yankova, everyone in MMA knows who she is. She was bumped up from the undercard when Roy Nelson and Mirko Cro Cop got cut from the main event. So look out for that. I think Yankova is going to win that one. And then we have some reality TV star, Aaron Chalmers from the UK's version of Jersey Shore, fighting someone I don't know. He's only, I think, on 3-0. I think he's 3-0 in MMA. So I guess look out for that one if you care. So that's the Bellator card on Friday. So easily the best fight of this whole weekend is going to be Darren Till versus Stephen Thompson. This is going to be a phenomenal fight. You got Darren Till, who's this crazy surging superstar from Liverpool. He's got that Conor McGregor confidence. You know, he's got a Muay Thai style of striking, very bully-like in the cage. He's got a huge presence in the cage and just walks forward. He's got really great counter striking, kicks, punches, that straight left. Puts a lot of people out, and what he showed us against Donald Cerrone was just great striking, and also that he's huge for their weight class. So it'll be Darren Till versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who's the best karate striker in MMA ever. He's got highlight reel kicks, knockouts for days. He's got some of the coolest crazy kicks and a huge distinguished kickboxing background and karate background in sparring. He's easily one of the best and most technical strikers ever in the UFC, period. And he's ranked #1 in the division, right behind Tyron Woodley. So if Darren Till can get past Wonderboy, this is going to be a huge jump up, and he'll probably be next in line after the winner of RDA versus Colby Covington for the title. Or he'll get the winner of that, depending on what's going on with Tyron Woodley and his shoulder surgery and his shoulder injury. But this matchup is just crazy. It's going to be the best fight, period. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because if Wonderboy wins, he just had a win and a loss and a draw against Tyron Woodley. So he won't get another title shot. And then Darren Till, if he wins, will be shot up. He's ranked #8 right now and will be shot up to rank #1. And this could go either way. I could see Darren Till pulling this off with that insane confidence, his belief in himself. And then I could also see Wonder Boy pulling off some crazy counter-striking kick. But my pick is going to be Darren Till. I think Darren Till's confidence has got me. I believe in him for some reason, even though we haven't seen him fight the best of the best. We haven't seen him fight anyone like Rory McDonald, or Tyron Woodley like Wonder Boy has. But I just, for some reason, am drawn into that belief. It's that Conor McGregor just belief in himself. And I'm going to go with Darren Till on this one. I also would like to see him win to give Woodley some problems, maybe have some more movement up in that division. So that's going to be the best fight of this weekend. Next up on that card, we have Neil Magny versus Craig, the Thundercat White. Craig White, hometown. Neil Magny. I think Neil Magny only loses to really, really, really good grapplers. Not to say that Craig White isn't, but he's unranked. I don't know much about him. I don't think he's a phenomenal jiu-jitsu or ground specialist. He does have a 64% sub ratio. Without knowing too much about him, I'm going with Neil Magny on this one. He's been in the game for a long time. He's ranked number 9. He's beaten a lot of really good people. Going with Neil Magny on this one. Then we have Arnold Allen versus Mads Burnell. Arnold Allen, 12-1. Really great upcoming fighter. I'm going with Arnold Allen on that one. One of the ones to look out for is it's going to be Jason Knight versus Amir Khani. Makwan Amir Khani. I'm giving this one to Amir Khani, but this is going to be a war. Jason Knight does not give up. One of his nicknames, Hick Diaz, because he's very much like a Diaz brother. Awesome boxer, really good striker, and just, like I said, just doesn't give up. So that one's going to be really good. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way, but I'll be going with Amir Khani on this one just because he's more technical, better striker, and better all around, really. And then next up, we have Davey Grant versus Manny Bermudez. Manny Bermudez is somebody to look out for. What do they call him? The Bermuda Triangle. His jiu-jitsu is just insane. Oh, the Bermudez Triangle. His jiu-jitsu is insane. 12-0, undefeated. He'll be going over to England and fighting in Davey Grant's hometown, and I think he's going to pull off some kind of crazy submission, some kind of submission. This is going to be a good fight, though. Next up, we have Eric Spicely versus Darren Stewart. I always pick against Eric Spicely, and he somehow tends to win. But picking against him again, I'm going to go with Darren Stewart on this one. From England, hometown, really great striking. So I'm going to give it to him. Next, another one to look out for is going to be Nordine Taleb versus Claudio Silva from Brazil. It's going to be a good matchup. Nordine Taleb's had a couple weird hiccups, but he's a phenomenal striker. Very good fighter. And then Claudio Silva, he's 11-1. No losses. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I think Nordine Taleb's going to be, he's more active recently. Claudio Silva has a lot of time off. I'm going to go with Taleb on this one. Next up, we have Dan Kelly versus Tom Breeze. I'm going to go Dan Kelly on this one. Really good judo background. And I always vote against him or root against him, and then he ends up winning. So I'm going Dan Kelly on this one. Don't let me down. We have Bradley Scott versus Carlo Pedersoli. Pedersoli's a last-minute step-in from Italy. He's 10-1. I think he's going to be one to look out for. Really good striker. Really good submissions, really good all around. I'm going to go with Pedersoli on this one, even though we don't know much about him. And this is, I believe, his first fight in the UFC. So that's one to look out for. Gillian Robertson versus Molly McCann. Molly McCann, hometown fighter. She's the one to look out for, too. She's making her UFC debut this weekend. And she's 7-1 and a big prospect out of Liverpool. So she's another one. She's another one to look out for. And then Gillian Robertson was on the last season of The Ultimate Fighter. And she's pretty good too, though. So it's going to be good. She's in the 125 division too, which doesn't have much competition yet, as it's a newer division. So someone interesting to look out for in there. And then on the Fight Pass early prelims, we have Elias Theodoro versus Trevor Smith. Elias Theodoro, if any of y'all don't know who he is, he's the ring boy for Invicta. I don't know who to really root for. I guess Elias. He's done pretty well. I'm going to go with Elias. And Lena Landsberg versus Gina Mazzani. I'm going to go with Lena Landsberg just because she's a really good striker. She's a way better striker than Gina. So I'm going to go with her. So that's it, guys. We got Bellator on Friday, and we got UFC Liverpool on Sunday. Phenomenal main cards, and that Darren Till versus Wonderboy fight's gonna be insane, so don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at who's Matt Rouch, and look out for another one of these next week.